Hi everyone, so we are going to continue our reading from where we left off. We're still in the book of Matthew in chapter 7. So today, as we conclude Matthew chapter 7, let's recall what we have read so far. So this chapter started with the continuation of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, broken down into different sections. We learned in the first section not to judge others, but to examine ourselves before helping others recognize their flaws. He taught us to keep on asking, seeking, and knocking, and about the golden rule of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. He proceeded to highlight two different gates, one that leads to life and the other that leads to destruction. He then called out false prophets, and that urged believers to be aware. And in our reading, it details a crucial topic about being a true disciple as well. Now, this covers Jesus' teaching about building a foundation. This section, it begins in verse 24 and concludes this chapter at verse 29. So we're going to begin in verse 24, which states, "Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. Though the rain comes in torrents and flood waters rise and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it is built on a bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When the rain and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash." When Jesus had finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed at his teachings, for he taught real authority, quite unlike their teachers of the religious law. So Jesus concludes with what he has taught from chapter 5 into 7. Whoever listens and follows is a wise one. He urges us to hear and respond by putting this teaching into action. Well, the opposite of not listening and responding leads to what he puts into a parable here about the two builders. One that uses a bedrock as a foundation as opposed to the one who builds a house on the sand. It states here both builders are guaranteed trials and tribulations and challenges. But the difference is that one endures because Christ provides the security during those times, while the other collapses because its foundation is not strong. Jesus is urging us to follow, but also to trust in the journey. When he wrapped up his teaching, the people who gathered were amazed and astonished that he spoke of his glory, which is why he got the response he received from the crowd. So I'm going to leave you with that because this was a great conclusion to this reading, and I cannot wait to actually begin chapter 8 with you. But it is important for you to revisit the teachings that Jesus taught from chapter 5 all the way to 7. I cannot wait to read the next section with you, but for now, I leave you well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.